Last year, Toyota gave fans exactly what they've been begging for. I can't believe I'm doing this, dude. It's as if a GR86 and a GR Corolla had a baby, and that baby had 300 horsepower and all-wheel drive. I really feel like I need a co-driver giving me pace notes. Today we're going light pod to wing, bumper to bumper on the Toyota GR86 Rally Concept. This GR4 concept began as an idea from Toyota's Gazoo racing team. They wanted to make something loud to remind the car world at large that the GR division is still badass. And there aren't many cooler ways to do that than making a tribute to the Celica GT4 WRC rally car. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch this. You already knew it. You've seen this thing in video games all over the internet. Back in the 1990s, it was an absolute beast that rocked the rally world. The first version of the car, the ST185, won both the manufacturer and driver championship in 1993. Ultimately, the Celica GT4 secured 4 overall driver titles and 2 manufacturer titles. Its incredible performance also established Toyota as a rally powerhouse, a legacy the Gazoo division has been keeping alive. The Celica was a standout piece of their motorsport history to honor, and Toyota had the perfect canvas to build upon. The GR86. It's so responsive, it's so light. This is really good. Look, we all know and love the GR86, but Toyota didn't just want to make a GR86 look like a rally car. They wanted to turn the GR86 into a rally car. Toyota turned to their friends at Evasive here in SoCal. Evasive has built countless SEMA cars, but the coolest part about this in particular is that most of the guys who built this car grew up watching the original Celica shred. So they're kind of the perfect team to put this machine together. And one of the masterminds behind this build is project manager Gordon Ting. Can you just start at the beginning and tell us how this project came to be?
I was in fact in Moab doing some off-road stuff, and I got a call, saw it was the Toyota team, picked up right away. Parker's like, we got something for you, and that's really how it all started. I've built a good amount of cars over the years, mostly manufacturers, a lot of Lexus stuff, a little bit of Toyota stuff, so I've had an established relationship with the brand.
In order to properly turn this coupe into a rally machine, the car had to be converted to all-wheel drive, and it needed a more powerful engine than its stock 228 horsepower flat 4. Lucky for Toyota, they had the perfect donor. This is the GR Corolla. It's probably the most exciting car in Toyota's lineup. It's got 300 horsepower and all-wheel drive. The exact ingredients Toyota needed for this project. Kind of reminds me of like a really big bullfrog. Also, back seat's pretty small, huh, Pablo? Yeah. Fun fact about this Corolla, it's a press car. It's had a rough life, and a few months ago, it was at an event where our old friend, Ryan Turk, was hammering it down some gravel roads. You know, what's cool about all-wheel drive is that the understeer present in these platforms tells you exactly what the car wants. You know, it's very forgiving. This isn't quite as responsive as the GR86, but it's definitely faster. Now you might be wondering, Nolan, why is your head so square? And why not just make a GR Corolla a rally car for SEMA? It's simple. The Corolla is a hatchback, and the Celica was a coupe. Visually speaking, the 86 is much more similar to the original Celica. Slapping on the red and green livery on the Corolla was just too easy, and the point was to make something completely special. So what did Toyota and Evasive do to transform the humble GR86 into a GT4 tribute? Let's start with the loud stuff, the styling. You can't talk about a rally legend without talking about the paint, right? Well, this car's entire vibe is based on arguably one of the most iconic liveries of all time. It was found on the Celica and the championship-winning Mark IV Supra back in the day. And let me tell you, it feels right at home on the GR86. It looks really good. Now, if I may get verbose, this isn't just a rap, it's a history lesson that makes me want to boot up my old Gran Turismo save file right now and just go drive. Keeping true to the rally heritage, the team installed a gorgeous, old-school rally light pod housing. It looks like it came straight from the original.
This car is paying homage to rally back in the days, and that period was very light pod heavy, and this just really screams that era of rally. Now, without a doubt, the cool LEDs and light bars that you see out there now are really great, really effective. They don't just have that same aesthetic and that feel versus when you see an old school light pod.
Are these pods here, are they LED or are they halogen?
Regular old school halogen. Wow. Yeah, these were, light pods were sourced in Europe, not made for this car, but easily with a little bit of body work and some finessing, we made it fit on the 86.
And if we're still talking style, you cannot miss this enormous wing. While the look is very similar to Mark IV super spoilers, this one is actually a direct nod to the ST205 version of the Rally GT4 car. Also, I lied, this is a Mark V Supra wing. The GR4 also has a fully custom straight pipe exhaust system that exits through these Greddy exhaust tips, and that's where you normally mount the license plate. This design is super common on rally cars. When your car is constantly scraping the ground because of the jumps and terrain and spectators you're running over, a normal exhaust would be obliterated.
There's so many Corolla components, and one of the things about the GR Corolla was the center two exits. So they wanted us to somehow integrate that. Elevating it and having a higher exit is actually not uncommon to find in a lot of rally cars. So we were able to solve that, give that Corolla exhaust look, but still not having to modify the rear bumper.
When you pop the trunk, you'll also see a toolkit and spare tire, just like you'd find in a real WRC car. Why? Well, rally drivers and co-drivers actually have to drive the cars between the stages, and sometimes they need to be able to perform their own roadside repairs.
Going with the rally theme, it's really common to find a spare full wheel and tire package in the back for a quick change, alongside with tools necessary for ideally that change and maybe some other minor fixes that you need.
Let's talk wheels. We gotta talk about these beautiful 6-spoke Speedline wheels, perfect balance between style and performance. Not even Jimmy has a set of these things. So behind the wheels, you'd probably expect to see some massive brake setup, but the team wanted the build to be representative of GR performance. So we've got the same brakes found on a GR Corolla up front here, and the stock GR8 6 brakes out back. The goal of the build was to make a car that you could see Toyota's factory actually building. Inside the car, the stock interior has been totally stripped out, save for the dash, and replaced with racing spec parts such as Sparco Circuit 2 seats, super comfortable. These ones are fully carbon fiber. That's badass. You got Sparco harnesses, Sparco steering wheel. You got the original emergency brake. It's not a hydro. We have a shifter that looks like a sequential shifter, but it's actually not. It's still a 6-speed shifter from the GR Corolla, but made to look like a sequential, which I actually think is a really cool touch because you get that rally look, but the ease of driving something you're more familiar with. On the dash here, we have a very simple track car switch panel. You've got your fuel pump, you've got your lights, there's a mode switch. I'm not sure what that does. I don't know if I'll find out. I'm kind of chicken to find out, honestly. Plus, we've got a nice yellow switch here that goes between the maps for the differential, which means you can shift power between the front and rear wheels. And also, surrounding us is an FIA spec roll cage. It's super easy to get in and out of and doesn't make you look like you need to stretch more at all. Oh God, oh geez. Very graceful. Easy. Now, I could tell you about the insane all-wheel drive and engine swap in this car, or I could show you. I can't believe I'm doing this, dude. This car feels a lot lighter than the GR Corolla, probably because it is. Because of these slick, semi-slick tires on here, definitely carries a lot more speed through the turns. While all the aesthetic tweaks and exterior flash are undeniably sick, the real core of this heritage build is underneath all the flash. Under the chassis is where the Corolla truly became the perfect donor. Evasive was able to leverage a ton of the GR Corolla's all-wheel drive system. I really feel like I need a co-driver giving me pace notes. If you're loving this as much as I am, please leave a comment down below. Let us know how we're doing. We're gonna be driving a lot of cars here on Bumper to Bumper, and I wanna know what you guys wanna see. The hubs, spindles, and axles are all the same, and yes, so is the differential. They basically performed surgery to graft the Corolla system onto the 8.6 chassis, and this car's beating heart is also a direct swap from the GR Corolla. Under the hood is a 1.6 liter turbo 3-cylinder engine making the same 300 horsepower and 273 foot-pounds from the factory. And remember, this is at stock power levels. My God. Evasive engineered a custom subframe and engine mounts to make it all work, but the best part is that this engine looks right at home under the hood. To be honest, the engine bay looks completely stock. They even kept the OEM airbox and battery. The only thing missing is the AC, but who needs AC when you're channeling your inner Carlos Sainz Sr.? GR86, great sports car. GR Corolla, great sports car, somewhat practical. This, I mean, it really is the best of both worlds. All right, so we've driven this car. We've looked inside and out. I'm sold, but we don't have a clear answer as to why exactly this thing exists. So to find out, let's ask GR's marketing guy, Parker Thomas. Parker, why does this car exist?
So Nolan, this car really truly is a concept vehicle in all shapes of the word. If you turn the clocks back to early 2024, we were thinking of ways to build a car for SEMA. We were also hearing that WRC was potentially returning to the US at that time. So it made us take a look back at our history. We truly wanted to celebrate our rich rally heritage.
What was the motivation behind putting the GR Corolla drivetrain? And are there any more plans to use that drivetrain in future projects for you guys?
The big motivation was to create something as close to the ST185 and ST205 Celicas by using any parts that we had readily available today. So taking a look at the GR Corolla and then taking a look at our GR86, we thought, well, why don't we just take those two cars and mash them into one and see how it drove and see how people liked it.
It's crazy to think that both Toyota and Evasive accomplished so much of this build by repurposing and recontextualizing already existing systems. The return of the Celica has been rumored and hoped for by Toyota diehards for decades, and it's very likely that if it did return, it would look something like this. So I leave it up to you, Celica stands and car nerds at large. Is a car like this something you want to see on the street or on a rally course? This is a really big opportunity to let Toyota know how you feel about this car, so go ahead and take it. With that being said, thank you to Toyota, thank you to the GR team, thank you Evasive for letting me drive this thing. It is a real privilege. I do not take that lightly, and thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We got a lot more cars coming here on Bumper to Bumper. We'll see you next time where we're driving this. Thanks for watching, guys. I think you guys will like last week's video a ton. Jimmy got to drive an R32 GTR built by HKS. He actually cried, not kidding. And check back here every Tuesday for another episode of Bumper to Bumper. I'll see you there.